review is of the Lamborghini Countach, the LP500S, and it is a 1/12 scale model by Testors, and it's a very large box. It's going to be a very large model. There's a picture of the finished model. In fact, let's have a look at the other side. Here you can see some of the details that'll be shown on this car. That's the classic Lamborghini Countach look. And there's the interior, the front and back. Just looks like an absolute monster. It does also have lights that'll come on, and you should be able to see the other details. So let's have a look inside. This one was actually already started. I bought it online. Let's see if we can get this out of the box. Absolutely enormous. We've got many screws. We'll go through our instructions a little bit. Here is our glass. We've got the side glass here. We've got our headlights. There's the tail lights, and the rear quarter panels, all really well molded. Here are the gold rims. Quite nice. Also have silver if you wanted those. Lots of chrome parts here, including our looks like our lights and some engine parts, exhaust tips. Alright, so this one has already been started. Here's the body. This is really dirty. It'll need a good wash, but otherwise molding quality is really good. It's a very large model, like I said. Here is our cockpit. You can see there's the imprint for the speakers. There often was a little light up here. It doesn't show that. Here's our chassis. It looks like the engine bay has already been assembled, as well as part of our suspension and hubs. We'll need to take this apart to paint this and sand this down properly. These, I think, were fuel tanks. They've already done the wires. But as you can see, tremendous amount of detail here. Here's our transmission. Very dirty. The Countach actually had two radiators, and they were displayed. They were actually on either side. There's another one supposed to be up over there. Looking underneath there, you can see our disc brakes. It's probably our battery compartment for the lights. Some wires. Over here we have our tires, and nice soft rubber tires. Will need a good wash though, and very well molded. Nice fat wide ones for the back, the skinny ones for the front. Here we have our lights. This is the tail lights and side lights, the orange and red. We have springs, looking a little rusty. They'll need a soak. And I'll have to figure out what that's for. Let's look at the rest of these screws here. That one looks pretty empty, except for some little pieces up over there. And this is for the back for the hood. Our front bumper, the rear vents, the insides of our doors, the scoops, It's actually for the necker ducts on the side of the doors. Yeah, this sprue is also mostly empty. Some odd little parts here or there. Here we have the square top of the dash there. This is where the instrument panel will go. Got some air conditioning vents. There's our dashboard with the instrument panel. Here we have our Lamborghini seats. Got a gated shifter over here. Not sure what most of these parts are for. This is the battery compartment for the lights. Here we have the sides of the windows over there, and wheel. Also have these as part of the headlights, and central console, some grills, the vents there. Here's a steering wheel, another one, and parts of the tail. Now these fender flares, the classic Lamborghini ones, and this is for the front grille, the scoop at the bottom. We've got some few parts remaining on here. Here are the doors, the classic Lamborghini Countach doors, because the window was angled at such an angle, it was offset. Only the lower part of the window is actually able to go down into the door. Here's the start of the necker ducts there. Here's our hood, and the engine bay cover with the trunk. Here are these scoops and headlight covers. Now here we have silver wheels, if you want to do silver wheels, and silver, these are the brakes, and the wheel hubs there. Looks like some brake calipers here, possibly some other engine parts, and our license plates. Here we have some additional parts. There's our battery. Not sure what these parts are for. We'll have to have a look. Here's our steering rack, and windshield wiper here. Suspension parts. And here's our exhaust. More exhaust parts. Here's that classic wing, the Lamborghini wing. We have a few other little odd pieces, including wires. Here's the other radiator. And some additional glass. That's interesting. I'm not sure that this belongs with this kit. Oh, it certainly is a lot of pieces, a lot of parts. It's going to be a very large and detailed kit. This one has already been started, but will need to be torn down. Let's have a look here. I think I see our, there we go, decals. And this is a very thick booklet. There, this is helpful, the parts listing. Gonna need the chassis. More parts. Just pages and pages of more parts. Looks like we won't be using those silver wheels after all. Parts been cut off here. Okay, well, start off with the engine that's already been built. And work on the engine and transmission some more. Got the spark plugs and distributor cap going in there. And I'll put on the compressor. More details for the engine. Starter motor goes on. Exhaust parts going on. Carburetors and air intake. And you start to put the engine mount on. And there's the rear wheel well. All these additional parts to help mount the engine. The engine is then mounted, firewalls put in, and all the pipes and tubes go on. Gas lines, lots and lots of detail here. We start to put the radiators together. Building the rear brakes and hubs. And now we're putting the axles on, as well as the shocks. Now we start to put together the front suspension. And now we start to build the cockpit. Dashboard goes in, steering, central console, and the rest of the details for the inside. And steering goes on. We've got the master cylinders going in here into the brake booster, battery, and the rest of the interior. We've got the front chassis completion on the left hand side and the right hand side. Now we've got some additional suspension parts going on. What a tremendous amount of detail here. Get the front wheel hubs. Brakes are going on, wheels. Now we've got the exhaust and muffler. And we've got the door panels and doors. Glass is installed, those all now put onto the body. Additional body parts are put on. Those doors should go in and out, or up and down rather. We're putting on the hood, engine bay, so engine cover, and the trunk. And those are all hinged so you can open them. Headlights are now built. And these ones should be able to pop up and have the lights go on. Vents are put on. Remaining body parts and glass. Last few parts in the front and sides. Now the back's put on. What a tremendous amount of detail here. And I guess if you wanted to put on the spoiler on the front there, trim spoiler they called it, and the wing battery case assembly. So the batteries are put in to the front. And then all of it put together. And do it either yellow, red, or black. You can also do it white. All in all, a tremendous amount of detail, very well molded. This is going to be a great model to build.